Hi there, it's Wednesday. It's Joycelyn Wells with Joy Exposed. It's 9 o'clock on Wednesday, January 15th, and it's time, our hour together, to figure out what the hell is going on in my mind this week. The struggle. So it's Joycelyn Wells with Joy Exposed. Thank you guys for joining me, and let's get started. Oh, hold on, let me get my cocktail. You know I gotta have my drink. All right, 3 cheers of joy. Let's get it started. So tonight I'm just drinking Jose Cuervo traditional tequila with lime. It's pretty good, and it's in my budget. It's $20. It's after the holidays. I'm trying to recoup. Got a lot of stuff happening, so drinking Jose Cuervo. Everybody loves a little tequila. So here we go. My first cheer of joy. I think that I'm going to start with the fact that I'm 50, and I'm grateful for being 50. And I'm grateful for my years of experience in the workplace. So let's go with that. Let's just go with my years of experience in the workplace. That has helped me tremendously. You work with a lot of different people. You get to know yourself. So my first cheer of joy is cheers to more than, 35, 36 years of experience working. I think I started working when I was 13. So I go back to 1983 with Social Security Administration. So cheers to that experience. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. To lots of experience. My second cheer of joy. So toast to that. My second cheer of joy is my ability to multitask. So cheers to my ability to multitask. I actually have so many things happening in my mind all the time that I'm having a difficult time of trying to figure out which one takes priority. And it's so funny because some days it could be so many things happening and I'm able to capture the things at the forefront, and I've learned to take some notes on the other things that's fleeting, and if those things are fleeting, they may not come back, but definitely the things that stick around. So my ability to multitask in my mind, not necessarily the things around me, but how to grasp and hold on to and grow from the things in my head. It's my second cheer of joy. Cheers. So my first cheer of joy was my experience in the workforce, more than 35 years experience in that. And my second cheer of joy was my ability to multitask, to keep my brain on go, and also to kind of capitalize on the thoughts that come in. So that's my second cheer of joy. And my third cheer of joy is my the passion that I have, the ability to, with my words, to write about something so fucking yummy just because it's in my head. So the ability to put the words in an order that flow so well and tells a great story and ignites the passion in others. And that's my gift. I don't know that I did anything for that. So that's just a gift. So that's my third cheer of joy. So cheers, lots of cheers for that. And I don't give myself enough credit, I think. So my first cheer of joy was my experience in the workforce. The second cheer of joy was my ability to multitask the thoughts and ideas that are rambling through my brain all the time. And my third cheer of joy is to capture the level of passion that lives inside of me. Because a lot of times we lose that, right? So that's my third cheer of joy. So I don't know what you guys are celebrating tonight, but I'd love for you to share. I'm here, and I got Jose Cuervo with a little bit of lime in it. So there we go. So 3 cheers of joy. So let me get started with this. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but I wrote this really yummy blog post about my faceless love, and I think I called it His Feet, My Steps, and it's gotten an amazing response. I write in my blog all the time. I write about all kinds of stuff all the time, but I wrote about this and I've gotten an amazing response, and men and women both are loving it. And I was simply saying in the post, and it wasn't even something like ultra sexy, like it wasn't sexual, like fucking, like it wasn't talking about that. It was talking about taking care of his feet because his feet will dictate my steps. And when I started thinking about it after the fact, that's kind of in line what a lot of women have in their minds that they want to happen. They want to find this amazing man, or this amazing man find them, who's capable of them, a man who's capable of the woman in their entirety, and be able to follow him in his steps. And so once I wrote it, I was like, oh yeah, I wrote it. I put it in my blog because I'm trying to, get more active in my blog. And once I wrote it, and then the response that I got in the comments and the conversation because of it, I realized that's what we want. We want to be able to take our steps in his steps. We want him to be able to lead us and trust that he will. So that was very powerful. And it also went in line a lot with me. I mean, faceless love is great. Absolutely. But I think I'm pretty great too. And I know that it's important for me to love him and to allow him to love me. And if I wouldn't have been in a good place when he and I connected, I wouldn't have been able to receive the love that he has. And that goes back to the healing. Like, you got to heal yourself from all the bullshit. You got to clean all that shit out. So I was really pleased with that. And I'm so happy that I'm able to capture that passion. I'm so happy to be able to express that in words so that people, when they're reading, can understand how significant the love is. And it's not this some bullshit, because it's almost like, whether he's here or not, I am experiencing a most awesome unconditional love from another human. Like, that's some real shit. So whether he's here or not, I can say I understand what unconditional love is, and I was the recipient of it, and I was able to give it. So that's a pretty big deal for me. So I'm happy that I'm able to capture that passion, which led me to today. I wrote another blog entry, but it doesn't come out for 2 weeks, and it's called, I think I entitled it, "Bathing Him with My Mouth." So that sounds really sexy, but when you read it, you'll be like, that's not what I thought you were talking about. So it's talking about bathing him with my mouth, and it's talking about making a physical connection and embedding the taste and smell of him in my lips and my tongue and my teeth, embedding it in my brain. So I'm embedding it in my brain, but it's also finding a way into his. It's also helping him to recall that I was there, that place had been touched, and that place has been kissed and loved on, and somebody's paid attention to it. So that's really sexy. Now, I really enjoyed writing that today, and so it was really cool. So I think it's kind of tapped into a little sexy piece of me, a sexier piece of me, and I really appreciate, I appreciate that about myself. But the funny thing is, for all the shit I write and all the shit I do, he's got to be a pretty good damn sport to put up with my ass. Like, he doesn't know from the time he goes to bed and wake up what I've posted on Facebook, what kind of picture I've posted, if I'm showing my breast, if I'm talking shit, he just receives me completely as the woman that I am, and knowing that my love for him is this powerful force that he's never even experienced before, and that he loves me unconditionally. Like, all of that shit he takes in stride. And so I've had somebody tell me last week, they said something like, if you have a man and you posting pictures like this, you're disrespectful as fuck. And I was like, my man doesn't operate at this basic ass level of existence. My man he is capable of me. He knew who I was before I knew. He could see greatness in me before I could see it. So I ain't worried about that shit. Fuck you. Bye. So that's pretty much, some kind of conversation I've had. But, I've just really been able to tap into some good, yummy space because of him. He is literally giving me so much goodness. And he's a busy ass man. He's busy as fuck, right? So, but he never tells me no, and he never doesn't have time. And he knows if I'm writing something, I want him to read it and I want to hear what he has to say. And then I have to be patient because I want instant. And sometimes because he's gotten so busy, he's working on this crazy project, sometimes it may take a little longer for him to get to it. Or he may read it or watch it or whatever and never even mention it that he did. It's just in the flow of his day. And I have to get used to that. Like, I have to get used to the idea that he's there, and not that I'm trying to get him to be there or I need to ask him to be there. He is all over. He's just there. It's just like me breathing air. He's there. It's happening. So it's kind of cool. But that's my third year of Joy. So I just wanted to give you guys some background on where that came from, because it has been really sexy. And let me turn my phone off, because I'm thinking, if you've never read my blog, it's on my website on joycelynwells.com, and it's under Blog of Whimsy. And I call it Blog of Whimsy because I talk about all kinds of shit on it. Like, I literally talk about all kinds of shit on it. I talk about it on my roles as Joy. Like, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm an employee for a company, so I talk about me in the roles. People don't expect that. Like, I'm a whole human. Like, I got bullshit, right? So I talk about those things. I talk about faceless love, and think he doesn't stop me expressing how I feel about him. And he doesn't shy away from it. He knows I'm writing. People know who he is because he's always with me. So, so he goes along with all of it. Like, he doesn't insist that. He's just like, whatever I want to do and the way that I want to flow, he just allows it to flow. That's a big ass deal, because I know a lot of people wouldn't be able to do that. So my blog is called Blog of Whimsy, and let me read out some of the categories so you guys can look. And it's on my website, joycelynwells.com. I got so much blah, blah, right? All right, so let's see. Some of the areas of conversation. Ashes everywhere. So that's kind of new. Funny about the ashes everywhere. I was talking to a lady and her guy, and they were talking about starting a cigar website, blog, and they were talking about they would be traveling all around and smoking, and we're coming up with the name, and I came up with Ashes Everywhere. The funny thing is they never used Ashes Everywhere, but I thought it was really cool. So that's been now 3 years ago, and they've never used it. So I purchased the web domain and started using it for myself. I gave up free game and they didn't want it, so that's not going to stop me. So Ashes Everywhere, talking about me and my cigars. I love to smoke. Faceless Love, hashtag Faceless Love, he's on there. Joycelyn in Print, articles that were written about me through other people, so I'm putting those on there. And then remember, I was in Italy last year, and I blogged when I was there, so that's on there. On Joy Exposed is talking about me in the live, and me doing this Facebook Live, and uploading it on YouTube and trying to build it that way, and SoundCloud and iHeartRadio and all of those different avenues. So all those different platforms. So that Roles of Joy, and then the Virtues of Joy. The Virtues of Joy is my writing. It's my sexy, yummy writing. If you haven't read any of the Virtues, you could read the Virtues. As a matter of fact, Mina is, I don't know if she's on here, she was playing my game, but Mina Smith is on here, and we wrote a script for the Virtues about 2 years ago. So that's on my to-do list for 2020, is to get with Mina to do the movie short, because it's such a passionate, erotic journey. And she and I are going to get together to do a movie short and try to get some funding so we can do a full-length film. And she has tons of projects. So she is a director, she's a producer, she does stage plays, she's an author. She really has a theatrical arts background, where I'm kind of trying to get started, even just in building confidence in my words. So she's going to put that together, and we already have the script written. We just got to make some time and get some actors and, try to figure it out. So that's exciting, and that's going to be in my 2020. I don't even know if I've ever mentioned that before, but yeah, so we did that a couple years ago. So we have to get it going, and we'll get that in order. So that, so those are some of the topics on my blog, which is on my website, joycelynwells.com. There's links to my YouTube, to SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, all of that's on there. Where I'm going to be, there's a calendar on there. There are pictures on there. It's pictures of me as a little girl, just kind of talking about everything. So I spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time working on my website, and I designed it. When you go in it, you look at it and see I designed it. So I spend time working on it because I'm learning, right? And also because that's the place that I send people when they want information about me. When people contact me in my inbox, men, women, whatever, contact me and they want information about me, like, tell me more about you, or, what do you like? People try to strum up this conversation. I send them my website and I tell them, read there first. Whatever you can't find or you need more information, then contact me. Because I put so much personal information. You guys know that. I share it on here all the time. I share so much personal information. So my website is my thing. The other thing why it's important that my website is my thing is that I was recently Google verified. So when you pull up my name on Google, Joycelyn Wells, it comes up as author, and then it lines all my shit up neat, right? Google's like, she is who she says she is, and we verified it. So I'm very excited about that. So my name, Joycelyn Wells, is Google verified, and my business, Shape Publishing or About Shape, is Google verified too. And that's still developing. So like I said last week, there's a lot of shit happening. I just take it in stride and keep moving because I don't really know it's something I'm supposed to brag about or be excited about. I just feel like, shit, I have made it through another day. Oh my God, guess what I did? That kind of thing. But there's a lot of good stuff happening. And, Faceless Love is definitely a high priority for me because he's so fucking patient. He doesn't make crazy ass demands on me. I think the only thing he wants me to do is to let him love me. like he doesn't ask me for anything. Now, that means I have to love him. Like, I have to make sure that I love him. I have to make sure that I touch him and kiss him and bite him and make sure that I can give him so much yummy pleasure. I have to make sure that I make myself available to him. He's terrific. And I wouldn't have been able to get to the terrific if I would have stayed on the other side of the bridge. We talked about that last week. If I had stayed in the bullshit, begging and pleading and waiting, and that, if I had stayed in the bullshit, if I had not taken that time to get myself in a good place, I would have absolutely missed the amount of love, the type of love that he gives me. Like, I would have missed that. So I'm grateful. I'm completely grateful that I did all of that, even when it felt like it was not enough, or even when it felt like, I wasn't going to make it, or that I was miserable, or I needed somebody so desperately. I didn't. I stayed fast. I stayed fast to me. I stayed true to the fact that I needed to get out of the muck, and I did. And then this amazing man that I met came along, and he decided, you know what, you're everything, and I'm gonna have you. And he did, and he has me. That's what he did. So I really appreciate him, because he's truly what we talk about, what women talk about. Like, he's truly that, and it's amazing to me. I'm like, this is interesting. But so anyway, that's that. He's great. I know I'm all bragging about him, and I think it's more. And fortunately, let me just say this. Fortunately for him, I had spent the time to heal from the bullshit that happened before he got here. Because you think about it, I would have hated for him to look at me and think, she's mine, but she's not in a good place to receive me. That would have been, and I'm sure that happens. But So it's so many different ways to look at the scenario. Just to look at it, it's so many different ways. But the thing that I'm most happy about is that I had took some time to heal. Like I had literally took some time to heal. And my girlfriends know. My girlfriends know. She was in a crazy ass place. They know I was in a crazy place because I was not for the bullshit at all. Like I fuck it. Fuck him. No. No, no, no. I was so on that because I had decided that I was more important to take care of than anybody who crossed my path. I was going to take care of myself. I stopped relying on somebody to take care of me, and I was going to take care of myself. And that's tough. That's a tough place to be. You spend a lot of time by yourself. You spend a lot of time alone. You spend a lot of time crying. You spend a lot of time trying to evaluate your self-worth. You spend a lot of time trying to figure out how you could have been different for this person or what you could have been different for the. You spend a lot of time trying to reevaluate who you are. And then the most resounding sound is the universe telling you that you are the most important thing that they could have done, that the universe could have put together. And when that happens, all you can do is move forward, walk into your light, walk into the light, look for your gift, get the fuck away from the muck. People will drain the life out of you. And I mean, not even just people that you meet. I'm talking about your children, your parents, your friends, anybody who can take from you or drag you down will drag you if you allow them. But you've got to understand that your purpose is your purpose, and you've got to move into the light. I honestly, I think back, but I looked at my ex-husband today. I have dinner with my son on Wednesdays. So I was taking him back to my ex-husband's law office. And I saw him get out of the car, and he threw up his hand. I threw up my hand. No big deal. He walked across the car to go into his law office. My window was down. Quentin was in the passenger seat, and we were sitting there talking for a few minutes. And my ex-husband said, and he walked by, "Hey, Joy." Now listen, I was married to this man for 17 years. We have 3 whole children together. 25, 23, 16, almost 17. 17 years we're married. He said to me, "Hey, Joy," and the sound of his voice could have been that of a stranger. That I looked up to see where the voice was coming from. That's how unfamiliar his voice was to me right now. Now think, I spent years with this man. Years. Had kids with him. Shared with him. Years. And his voice was that of a stranger. So that doesn't mean he's changed or he's different. That goes back to me. That means I'm finally in my place, that I'm not pretending, or I'm not making a space for, or I'm not accommodating. I just was like, "Hey." And I turned my head and went back talking to my son. Like literally that could have been a whole stranger. That was the craziest shit. So when my son and I finished, and I kissed him goodbye and told him I'd see him later, he finished and he got out of the car, and I went to drive off, and I thought, wow, that is crazy. Like that was so crazy. And I didn't feel anything. Like I didn't feel anything. And I've always said, of course we love each other. Well, we have kids together. We're going to have grandkids. We're going to have a life. Of course. And I always said that because it sounds right, right? It sounds like the grown-up thing to say. It sounds like, I'm supposed to say that. I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I'm not upset. But I was still saying, of course we love each other. Of course. And I'm saying this, and we'll always be connected, and da 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 da. I've said that. And then today, his voice didn't even connect to a place of familiarity in my body. We slept in the same bed. We shared the house. We have kids. We went to school together. We like all of this stuff, all of it. Nothing. Just like that. I've never, hey, Joy. Hey. It was like, why are you talking to me? What? It was so, I'm telling you guys, it was the weirdest shit to me. And I drove and I had to think about what does that mean? What does it mean? And the only thing that I can think of is that this is where I'm supposed to be here. There shouldn't be anything familiar about it. If this is what I chose to leave, if this is what I had to get away from because of the amount of damage that I had sustained leading up to it, into it, coming out of it, if this is a situation I had to leave and now I'm healed, why would that be familiar to me? It shouldn't be familiar to me because I'm healed from it. Now, I know my mind says I know what it was, but my instinct says, okay, whatever. So it was weird as shit. And that shit is some true shit. Like that's literally true. Blew me away. But I'm healed from it. Like I'm literally, and I'm very happy about it. That's a big deal for me. I'm very happy about it. And I thought about that shit for 30 minutes while I drove home. I was like trying to recall, what did his voice sound like? What did I recognize it? Did I think it was somebody else? And I had saw him and threw my hand up. I saw him and did that. But when he said that, that shit meant nothing. It hit, boom, nothing. Hey, kept moving. And I realized I don't have to always love him. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to tell my children. I don't have to pretend for my grandchildren. I don't have to pretend for myself. It was something that I went into, that I went into it trying to make it something. I stayed in it trying to make it something. I got out of it trying to make it something. And now I'm out and I'm healed. And it was, unfortunately, I hate this. It is what it is. Or it was what it was. And that's it. Crazy as shit. But that's me. I've healed. I've healed. The way that I hear him, the fear I used to have when I heard his voice, and the hair would stand up on my arms, and the anxiety I would have to, what is he going to say, and why is he going to say it, and how is he mad because of, all of that anxiety is fucking gone. There's nothing he can do to me. Nothing. His voice doesn't scare me. It doesn't take me to a dark place. It doesn't make me pull away. I'm not walking on eggshells. That shit is fucking over. I never thought that would be over. I literally never thought I would be on the other side of that. And I am. And now I got tough and shit, and he knew he can't talk to me any kind of way. He knew that because we've gone through that. But that would be me overcompensating for the fear that I still had because of the way his voice sounded to me. And now today, shit, it could have been a stranger. It meant nothing. So I'm happy that I have power over that. I'm happy that I've healed from it and I move forward. Shit. Yeah, growth. So I recommend for anybody, if you're in something that fucking sucks, get out of it. Because you don't have to be in anything that sucks. If it sucks, get out of it. Right? Absolutely, you got to get the fuck out of it. And that would be my advice. Whatever you need to do. Whatever. Get another job. Get 2 more jobs. It don't matter. If you can get to a place of finding yourself and being of happiness and exploring you, then do it. Do it. I have a really good friend of mine that lives in Italy, the one I went to visit last summer, and she was in a crazy ass relationship for years. So she and I are kind of like parallel in a lot of the stuff that we went through. And she's healing too. And I think probably one of the best things that happened to her is that she got stationed in Italy. Like, she's in Italy. Like, and that's because it's not familiar. She can't meet somebody and make them something. She can't force something. She can only spend time with herself growing in this country, right? That's what she's doing. And we laugh about it because we find ourselves flip-flopping in where we are in our journeys, but we find ourselves together in the journey. And that means a lot to me. That means so much to me, to be able to help her get through and to talk her through stuff. Girl, that ain't shit. No, don't do that. But such a no, fuck it. No, fuck him. No. we literally had those conversations. And she's like, but he's this. I'm like, fuck him. No, no, no. No, don't give a pass on that. No, no, no. So, we talk about it and we laugh about it. I think the best thing is that she knows that I love her and she loves me and she knows that I'm going to keep her safe. That came from situations that we've been in before together. She knows I'm going to keep her safe. So when I'm talking to her, she's not like, oh, she don't want me to be happy, or she don't want me to this, and she don't want me to, because I'll go through, I'm with you every step of the way. That's me. That's the person I am. You go your journey, your steps. I'm with you. I'm through it all. But when it comes time for you questioning whether you're safe or not, and if you're not safe, I'm going to tell you, no, you're not safe. Okay, time to take action. Let's do it. But I'm not going to stop you. I need for you to recognize it yourself, because I don't need for her to be angry with me because she feels like I kept her from something. I need for her to see, like, this is some bullshit. And then I can be like, you're right, it is. So let's talk through it and we can go from there. But she is really just one of my best girlfriends, and she's honest and she's generous to a fault. She's so generous. She wants to make everybody happy, and she makes tons of money, and she's just free spirited. So she gives and gives and gives and gives. And I'm the person that says, no, I'm good. No, I'm not going to do it. No, but I want you to have, no, I don't want it. No. And she cooks all this yummy food, and she's like, I'm going to make this and I'm going to make this. And I'm like, no, I'm going to eat some crackers. Nope. So it's like, I'm a person that'll say that I put up boundaries. Remember, I have to put up boundaries on what I run into. And then, we just sit up and laugh and just have a good time together. And I miss her so much. So I'm going to see her again this summer. I just put that into the universe. So let's see how the money flows for that plane ticket. So I'm going back this summer to spend time with her because I miss her. I was reading about her in one of my books that I wrote, and I said in there, I realized that I miss her, and I do. I miss her, and she's a lot of fun, and she's trying to figure it out. That's what happens when you grow up. You're 50, you're older, and you're trying to be like, I'm tired of the shit. I'm trying to be happy. And that's where we found ourselves. And even with all of the stuff that's happened and losing other friends and people exiting and leaving my life, she hasn't been one of them. She hasn't. She's been there, just steadfast. So I appreciate that. So cheers to Dawn. She can't have a drink with me because it's 3:30 in the morning, and I don't know why she's awake. But she is. All right. So let's move on. I've been a little sappy. I talked about my faceless love. I talked about my girlfriend, Dawn. I've talked about me growing as a woman. And we're going to move a little bit forward. I didn't even talk about my Facebook post of the week. I'm going to pull it up. But before I get to my Facebook post of the week, let me tell y'all something. I got some bullshit ass pictures in my phone. I take pictures of everything. I sent Faceless Love a video that I made when we were having some fun. And he didn't realize I made the video because, his eyes was closed or whatever. Dark, whatever, he don't know. So I made a video and I sent him the video. He was like, what the fuck? I literally have so much shit in my phone. I'm going to have to figure out, maybe I can save it. I don't even know what, like, I don't even know where to put it. With the way that technology is, I don't even know where to put it. Like, do I put it embedded in my computer? Do I, in my Google photos? I don't know. But I got some bullshit in my phone. That's why I'm able to post so many amazing pictures. You guys see my Facebook? My Facebook, my blog, my YouTube, thumbnails. I can post great pictures because I'm always taking pictures. Like I can take pictures of myself and not like any of them, and then go back in 2 days and be like, damn, that was a smoking hot picture. But man, let me tell you something. I got some good shit in my phone. All right, so here's one of my Facebook posts of the week. It's by Wendell Lamar Hatcher. And he copied it from somebody. But it shows a guy, it says, I was going through my mom's old high school photos, and there's a picture. Remember, y'all older people, there's a picture of a guy smiling, black guy, he's smiling. I'll post it. He's smiling. And then on the back of the picture, he wrote, because remember how we used to talk to each other. You take your pictures, you get the people you wanted a picture of you, and you write a little note on the back. You my friend, best friend forever, blah, blah, blah. Those pictures. Anyway, so he's got his picture. He's smiling. Blue background. Y'all remember. And on the back it says, to Shauna from Teddy. And at the bottom it said, when we gonna fuck? I was like, oh my God. Think about it. Look at it like this. And I was just talking about the bullshit on my phone. What if I died? What if I died and my kids? Okay, I'm sorry. What if I died and my kids decide they're going to go through my phone? They'll be like, Mom was fucking tripping. Anyway, so I thought that was funny because it goes to show how we communicate different now. You would wait all year to take pictures to give someone a picture of you, and now we exchange pictures like no big deal. So this was the message on the back of his picture. To this picture, to Shauna from Teddy, when we gonna fuck? Hilarious. I laughed like nobody's business on that. Here's another one from, probably got 2 or 3. From Joshua Peltier. Are you sacrificing the love for yourself to gain love from others? And I just talked about that. You cannot sacrifice yourself, right? We think we are, because people always say, ain't nobody ever going to do for me what I do for them. You damn right, they not. And the fact that you can say that shit out loud lets you know, stop doing it. They're not, because you have got to take care of yourself. So, you can't, if you're not in a good place to love somebody else. You're never in a good place to gain love from other people if you're sacrificing yourself. You've got to fill your love up so you can give it away. And then when people are shooting love your way, you can get it. But if you just only giving love, hell yeah, you're sacrificing yourself because ain't nobody filling you up. You damn right. And so I was just looking at this message from Mark Jones. He said, yeah, we never really knew moms. Right. Y'all don't really know y'all mom. We don't know our moms. Well, I know mine. Joyce is extra. So I knew mine. But so, a lot of time when you get older, you keep that shit a secret. But think of my children. My children know, they read my stuff. They know I got books out. My daughters were encouraged to read my books before I even published. So they know that their mom is affectionate and amorous and loving, and I like to have a good time, but I need for my children to know it's important to enjoy yourself in the entirety. No one enjoys you during sex more than you enjoy yourself during sex, hands down. I don't care about that. No one gets to enjoy you more than you enjoy you, right? I say that all the time, and I wish I could think Faceless Love is on here. I think I saw him come up, but I will tell you one thing. I'm always going to have a good time making love, like from the whole process. And I talked about that in my new blog entry, how he and I exist in a constant state of love making. It never ends. Like our words are always those that caress, whether it's business or pleasure or food eating or doing nothing. Our words and our hands and our mouth are words that are always caressing. It's always so intimate. And he's even said that before. And I talked about this in the blog. He said, I've never been in a relationship that intimacy wasn't for the purpose of sex. And I was like, what? What do you mean? He said, people get intimate, then they have sex. He said, but you're always intimate. You're always biting and kissing and touching and loving. And I'm like, well, I feel like we're constantly making love. We're in a constant state of love making. It doesn't matter the distance between us. Everything that we share is pleasure. We're in a pleasurable space of give and take. And when we connect, fireworks. And that is the truth. I'm always going to erupt in pleasure. I'm going to, because I'm always at any time, like I'm always ready to connect with him. He inspires that for me. Like he makes me want to. I see him and I think of him and I want to, before anything else, I want to be. Morning kiss when my breath stink, and I don't even think about it. Roll over in the morning and kiss him good morning, and we sit up and talk in each other's face. Never in my mind does it cross my mind if my breath stinks. Not like it is the most natural interaction with another human that I've ever experienced in my life, and I want to give that to him anytime he wants it. Anytime I don't care. Anytime he wants it, he can have me wherever he wants to have me. It doesn't even matter. Like, and that couple things. That means he keeps me safe. I feel comfortable with him, and I stay in a space of arousal, eroticism with him. So that's the truth right there. He is, woo! Yeah. So he is pretty fucking terrific, and I love that shit. And we stay in that space. And I think it's hard for a lot of people to imagine it. And I listen to conversations on Facebook with people talking about, like, if your wife doesn't have sex, can you go have sex with somebody else? And how many times a week are you going to have sex? And da-da-da-da-da. And I'm sitting there I'm listening to those conversations like, what the fuck? Like, man, it's supposed to, why you don't even count it. It's going on all the time. And that's how, but I feel like maybe everybody isn't that way. Like everybody doesn't respond to their sexual self that way. But for me, I say I'm pleasure. That's what I am. And he'll tell you she's pleasure. Like she's going to have a good time and her ass is ready to bust it up. And wherever I want it, we can get it. He knows. Let's go. I'm going to the bathroom. You want to come? I've asked him that before. He was like, no, he'd think about it. No, baby. Okay. He knows I'm with it. Like, what you want to do? That's the level of passion that I keep when I'm with him. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have to write about it because this is something special. And this has been going on for like 3 years. So it ain't like it's new. And we do live in different places. But when we get together, 7 nights, 10 nights, whatever it is he's here, you best believe we are enjoying each other. And it's never a time that you're thinking we didn't make love. It's never like we didn't make love. It's just that we exist in that yummy ass place that we are always making love. Like it always feels like we're making love. Let me tell y'all the crazy thing though, before we go on. Okay, I'm gonna share this because there's a few people on here, so I'm gonna share this just so y'all can understand this. I'm with it. Like whatever he wants to do, I'm with it. But I have gotten, I don't know if it's lazy or spoiled, but I have become queen missionary position. It is my absolute fucking favorite. Oh my. And I don't even know if it's really missionary because it's not like, legs down. It's like legs up, knees by your ears, and yummy, passionate access. And ooh, that is my favorite. So I have apologized. I'm like, oh my God, babe, we haven't been in a different position because I'm always like, I can't relay back. That is my yummy, yummy shit. Like, that is the most complete access to me in that position. So he and I have a great time that way. And I am open to him. Like, I am open sexually. People who deal with me in like private Facebook groups know I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to talk openly about sex, because I don't keep any secrets about that kind of stuff, because I feel like people should be at a place that they're comfortable with who they are and how they're loving. So I'm pretty straightforward with it. And I do share that. And he and I are in a couple of Facebook groups together, and, you know, we'll go back and forth in a post and we'll talk about stuff. But, you know, I see his response to stuff. He sees my response. There's not any issue about it. Because he knows she's telling the truth. This is exactly how she feels. So I think that the most important thing, I thought we were talking about Teddy's mom. We're talking about this mom right here that got the post about somebody trying to get her to have sex. And I'm talking about how open I am about it. And, which leads me to another post. Let me tell y'all this. Damn it, I meant to talk about this earlier. So one of the things as a woman that I've always been curious about, other than my body, is the male form. So I love me some male anatomy, all of it, the muscles, the wanky, I love it. The broad shoulders, like, you know, the chiseled chin and neck. And I love the male form. So I've always studied it. I've always looked at it. I've always studied it in books, you know, different sizes, big, small, thick, thin, whatever. I'm looking and I'm studying, and I want to know how it works. So I got caught in a conversation with a woman the other day. And after I had the conversation with this woman, I immediately thought, if men have to deal with this bullshit from women, I absolutely feel bad for them for having to deal with this bullshit from women. Because the conversation was crazy, right? So check this out. I forgot how the damn conversation started. It was about penises. Oh, they ask if the penis float. When a man is in the bathtub, sitting in the tub, does your penis float or does it sink? So, you know, I was like, oh, it sinks because it's, you know, more dense than water. I mean, it doesn't just sit there, you know. Now, if it's kind of erect, it'll float. You know, it'll get a little buoyancy because it's erect. Same thing with your body. When you're floating, you got to make your body erect. You got to put some air in your muscles to make your body float. Otherwise, you're going to sink, right? That's just how it works. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, and she was like, the penis is not a muscle. And I said, well, I know it doesn't have a bone in it, but I'm almost sure that it has a muscle. Like, bitch, what you talking about? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say bitch, but what you talking about? So she was like, well, it's not a muscle. And I said, okay, I know that it's not a muscle. However, the parts that make up the penis are made of smooth muscle tissue. Keep in mind, I am a scientist. So I'm not talking off what I'm guessing. I'm talking off what I've studied and been graded for and can teach a class on. This is where I'm talking from. So she was like, sent me this post from like something that says the love muscle. And I sent her a post saying what the penis was made of and the muscle. So she was like, well, it's not a muscle. I said, all right, girl. That was it for me. So the following morning, Faceless Love put anatomy, like anatomy for dummies or basic anatomy, something anatomy about the penis, which goes on to talk about the two specific muscles in the shaft that makes, and she said, that just proves my point. It's not a muscle. So I did the laughing face. And I was laughing and he was like, well, it specifically says it's a muscle. And she was like, it's not a muscle. I said, okay, girl, I'm exiting this conversation. And I was sitting there thinking like, for me, it was funny. But I'm thinking, if a man were having a conversation with a woman and she's battling like this over some shit that's written, not like we're guessing at it, some shit that's written, I felt sorry for a man having to deal with her ass. So I was like, if women are out there having these kind of arguments or not being able to just go with the fact that, oh my God, I didn't realize there were muscles. I didn't realize there was smooth muscle tissue. I didn't realize, something, but to go on and on about it, I was like, shit, I wouldn't be dealing with them bitches. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. I wouldn't be dealing with those women. And I felt kind of bad thinking that that's the stuff that men go through. And I'm always defending women on social media. It is social media or in person. I'm always like, oh, it's some great women out there. It's some great women out there. It's, I'm always, and that I would have been like, don't talk to her. Don't talk to her. She's crazy. And so later I talked to Faceless Love. I was like, did you see that bullshit? He was like, man, that bitch is crazy. She was tripping. Could she read? And I was like, that's what I was thinking. Could she read? So we had this whole side conversation about it. And I've told him before, like, I don't understand how you men deal with the women for some of this bullshit that's going on with the women. I'm like, man, is this the craziness that you have to go through to get to and deal with? And he was like, oh yeah, and it gets worse, right? And so, he's shared with me about some situations with him and other women and women that he's dated and been in relationship with, so he shared that kind of stuff with me. But I'm sitting there like, I wonder if I was on some crazy shit like this too. Because I'm quick to be like, oh, for real? I didn't know that. And I start asking questions. But to argue something that's written in black and white, I'm not going to do that. So let's see. Kim says, yes, missionary is underrated, Kim. Missionary is underrated. Got to get you some missionary. Because, everybody want to toss. You want to get in the doggy style. You want to do this. You want to get on top. You want to do this. You want to... Well, you talk about some good loving. So I have to apologize sometimes that I'm like, oh my God, and I got lazy. I'm like, I ain't get on the top. I ain't been on my knees. I ain't did this. I ain't did this. Sorry, baby. But I'm having a great time, though. I'm having a great time, and I definitely do give me some really yummy orgasms. So, it ain't bad. But that was just kind of my little confession tonight. I'm going to try to get better, or maybe not. Either, whatever. He don't care. Like I said, we're in a constant state of lovemaking. We enjoy each other tremendously from start to finish. We enjoy each other all the time, whether it's over the phone or in person, whatever. We are so yummy together. So I don't know that he necessarily minds. He's probably just like, oh my God. He's probably like, oh my God, I'm so happy to be with a woman who's just with it. Instead of trying to negotiate for it, trying to detect the mood. He's probably just like, yes, she's with it all the time. However, because men talk about that a lot. We should probably talk about that next week. Dawn just said at this point she's happy with whatever. She said she'll take it. But I told y'all she's in Italy, right? So she's there by herself. And she's trying to figure it out. I figured she'd have her little Italian man loving on her. But she's not there yet. So when she gets there, she'll get there. She said her growing up sucks. It's all right. It's gonna be all good. So I wanted to share that about that post on Facebook about the lady doing the arguing. If you find that, as a woman, we don't have to win. Please don't be mad at me, ladies. We don't have to win at anything in conversation. We're already winning because we're a woman. We're the goal. We're already the goal. So we don't have to argue about nothing. And I say that too. I don't argue with men. I'm not arguing with you. Okay. Not going to have an argument with you. Not going to do it. First of all, because you're a man and I'm a woman. I don't have to argue. I can voice my concern and my opinion about what I would like, but to go back and forth in competition with you to get something my way or to get you to see it my way, fuck that. Because you're going to see it my way. I have the gift. I got the yummy. So whatever it is, you're going to see it eventually. You may not be in that moment, but you're going to see it. I had a principal that I work with told me one day that he said, whenever I'm around you, I feel like a king. He said, I just feel so great. Like I just can hear like elephants. And he's like, you know, and lions roaring. He said, I just feel like a man when I'm around you. Like and he was just telling me that. And I was like, you should. And he said, why is that? I said, because you're a man. He said, I mean, I'm always a man. I said, well, maybe it's more so that I'm a woman. I'm a woman and I'm not competing with you. I don't compete with you for space. I don't compete with you for status. I don't compete with you. You are and I am. That's what gives you the ease at being when you don't feel like you're in competition. I don't compete with men. Hell, I don't compete with women. Like I don't compete with anybody. I'm happy on my path to be on my path. So no one's on my path, kind of moving in and out. But I'm not competing with anybody on my path. Sorry. And so he and I had a conversation about it. And he was like, man, your guy, he has got to be one special guy. I said, well, maybe, but he knows he's a man. And he feels like a man all the time, whether I'm there or not. He knew that coming in, that he was a man. It wasn't something that was up for question or for judgment. So it's been an hour already. Oh my God. Blah, 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 blah. I was just talking. So it's been an hour. And if you're looking at this on YouTube, subscribe. If you're looking for something yummy and walking through your emotional journey and getting to a place of understanding who you are, subscribe. I am also on SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play. What did I miss? Facebook. And I will be Facebook Live tomorrow at West Main Exchange in Tampa. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. You know, it's funny because I've only sold a couple tickets. And, you know, the show must go on, right? So whether I sell 20 tickets or sell 2, I still got to go in there and do my thing like it's a room full of people. So I'm sure there'll be more people to come. And that kind of has me a little bit twisted when I see the numbers. But, you know, I've got to grow. You know, my mind says 80,000, but the moment I'm in says 2, not 2,000, 2. 2 people, 2. So, you know, I'm growing. I'm trying to figure it out. I will put my Facebook Live on, I will go live at the event tomorrow night. So if you're out and about or if you're awake, it's from 7 to 9. You can tune in and listen to it for a little bit, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And remember, I told you guys that the conversation tomorrow for the Facebook Live is, are you fucking or not? Point blank, what you trying to do? Anyway, it's about setting boundaries on how people use you. So we're going to see how that goes. I hope it's some good, yummy people there. Kim, I hope you can come out tomorrow and for maybe an hour or 2. That would be awesome. And it's Joycelyn Wells with Joy Exposed. And remember, when joy is exposed, everything just feels better. Mwah. See you guys next week. Thank you.